Hi, everyone. John here from Pure Adrenaline Fantasy Sports, getting ready for week 6 of the NFL and fantasy season. Wanted to do a quick video here to show off our top 10 rated quarterbacks this week. Coming in at number 10, we have Dak Prescott, who averages 21.1 fantasy points per game. We actually have him at 23.1 this week. On the season, he's ranked number 10, going up against the Patriots, who are ranked number 6 against fantasy quarterbacks, giving up an average of 19.7 points a game. We have Prescott getting 275 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception, adding a couple rushing attempts with about 15 yards. Going to number 9 here, we have Joe Burrow, who averages 18.6 points a game. We have him this week at 23 points on the season. He's 17th. Going up against Detroit, who's actually ranked 13th, giving up 21.4 points a week to fantasy quarterbacks. We have Burrow getting 284 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, also adding 4 rushing attempts for about 13 yards. Number 8, we have Jalen Hurts playing on Thursday night, going up against Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay currently ranks 28th against fantasy quarterbacks, giving up an average of 26.6 points. So we have Hurts projected at 23 points this week, which is actually a little bit below what he actually scores. But we have him at 243 yards, a touchdown and a half to 1 interception, adding 8 rushing attempts for 41 yards, and a 40% chance at a rushing touchdown. Coming in at number 7, we have Kyler Murray, who averages 25.1 fantasy points per game. We have him a little bit lower this week at 23.5, going up against Cleveland, who's ranked 25th, giving up 25.4 points per quarterback to quarterbacks each week. But Murray, we have at 264 yards, 1.6 touchdowns, and 1 interception, also adding 7 rushing attempts for 33 yards. Coming in at number 6, we have Matthew Stafford of the Rams going up against the Giants. Stafford averages 22 points per game. We have him projected at 23.8 this week, going up against the Giants defense, who ranks 25th. Stafford, we have him at 290 yards, a little over 2 touchdowns, and a 60% chance at an interception. We don't expect much from rushing attempts from Stafford. Number 5, we have Justin Herbert, averaging 25.2 fantasy points per game. We have him projected at 24.8, which is number 5 for the week, and he's also the 5th-ranked fantasy quarterback on the season. Going up against Baltimore, who's currently 16th against fantasy quarterbacks, giving up an average of 23.2 points per week. We have Herbert going for 295 yards, 2 touchdowns, with a 70% chance at a pick. Once again, not much from rushing from Herbert. Coming in at number 4, we have Tom Brady, who averages 27.3. He's actually the 2nd-ranked fantasy quarterback on the season. Averaging 27.3. We have him at 25.6 this week, going up against the Eagles, who are 11th against fantasy quarterbacks, giving up an average of 21.1 points. Brady, we have projected at 301 yards, a little over 2 touchdowns, about a 60% chance at an interception. Should be a high-scoring affair on Thursday night, so definitely get Brady into your lineups. Number 3, we have Lamar Jackson, who averages 26.8 fantasy points per game. We have him at 27.2 this week, which is 3rd, and he's 3rd on the season, going up against the Chargers, who are very good against fantasy quarterbacks, only giving up an average of 19.3 points. So we have Lamar at 241 yards, still getting 2 touchdowns and a possibility of an interception, but adding 9 rushing attempts for 59 yards and a 40% chance at a rushing touchdown. Coming in at number 2, we have Patrick Mahomes, who's actually currently ranked the number 1 fantasy quarterback on the season, averaging 27.3 fantasy points per game. We have him this week to get 29.3, going up against the Washington football team, who's dead last against fantasy quarterbacks. So we have Mahomes at 302 yards, 2.5 touchdowns, so anywhere between 2 to 3, chance at an interception with adding 5 rushing attempts for 25 yards. And coming in at number 1 this week, we have Josh Allen, 25.9 fantasy points per game on the season. Overall, he's ranked 4th, but we have him at 30.1 projected points this week, going up against the Tennessee Titans on Monday night. The Titans are currently ranked 22nd, giving up an average of 24.8 fantasy points a week. But Allen, we have it 291 yards, a little anywhere between 2 to 3 touchdowns, and a chance at an interception. And Allen will definitely add some rushing yards, getting 35 yards with a 50% chance at a rushing touchdown. So that's our top 10 this week, guys. We live stream every Thursday night at 7 on YouTube. We're on Twitter at PA Fantasy Sports, so give us a follow over there. And if you have any questions, leave a question here at the bottom of this video, and we'll see you Thursday nights. Thanks for watching.